I grew up in church. My whole life I grew up going to worship and Sunday school and being a part of Bible studies. I have never gone this long in my life not being in worship with people and being in Bible studies with people. And I just got to tell you that old saying of you don't know how much you love something until you lose it. Well, I knew that I loved worship and I knew that I loved Bible study and a family of faith, but I didn't know how much I loved it. And one of the things I've discovered is what I love is not just worshiping together and studying together. I love all those times before and after. Those times after worship when we're shaking hands and hugging and we're laughing and teasing. On a Wednesday night alive when we have our dinner and fellowship and then we gather in the sanctuary and we're talking before the Bible study and then asking questions afterwards. You know, what I've discovered is I really miss the family of faith as we worship and study and serve and all those things together. I know how much I miss it. I know how much you miss it. It's been a hard time, really, for us all, not getting to be together in person. But I have to tell you, whenever we were told or asked not to be meeting back in March because of this COVID virus, your staff has been working so very hard. Every single week we've been trying to learn new technology. We were blessed to have a wonderful platform with which to begin, but we have been getting better and better and learning. We've been trying to improve from downtown, and now we have a whole new setup in Edmond to have our Edmond Lifelight contemporary service being online. Every single week we've been trying to get better and learn more and more. We've been working so very hard to decorate the sanctuary in a way that would be inspirational and would communicate online. We've been working with music and trying to provide the very best that we can and having liturgy that we could have and tie together with all of our sermons that try to deal with the issues that we've been facing with today. It's been a part of what we've been trying to do, and I feel like we've been doing a good job trying to be able to still worship together and not be in person. But we've also been trying for Bible studies, lots of different Bible studies. Wednesday Night Alive during the summer had wonderful response. We've been having our daily devotionals and 5-minute Bible study with Wendy and coffee with Bob. Lots of ways to try to be growing in our faith. We've, of course, been serving the community. I mean, what we have done to respond to the economic crisis and the challenge of hunger in our community has been just overwhelming. We've worked so very hard to respond, and hundreds of you have been volunteering. Thousands of you have been giving. And it's because of all of your financial gifts and because of all of the volunteer time that you've been giving, we truly, in this moment in history, we have been the church. And I'm so proud and cannot thank you enough for the way you have responded to share God's love. You know, back in June when we were thinking about coming back for in-person worship, we've really been watching the numbers. The different epidemiologists we were talking to, health officials we were talking to, they were very pleased. They felt we were moving in the right direction. We were having under 100 new cases a day. Right now we're having more than 800 new cases a day. Back at the beginning of June, we had 125 to 150 in the hospital. Now we have 600 to 650 in the hospital. The numbers have been exponential in the wrong way. It was interesting when our health department came out and said here in Oklahoma City, there were 7 super spreaders. 7 super spreaders of the virus. 5 of them had to do with church activities. I mean, how frustrating was that? You know, at St. Luke's, we want to be a part of the answer, not a part of the problem. And so we've been wrestling with what is it that we should do and how do we respond? But I have to tell you, while this whole pandemic has been going on and we're trying to figure this out, we have still been the church. The people who provide our online platform, they're able to tell us how many people were worshiping with us that Sunday. And right now they're telling us we have way more people worshiping with us every Sunday than we had before the pandemic. At the same time, we wound up having a wonderful response in terms of new people joining the church. We had 8 new people join the church last week. We had a baptism of adult, a baptism of a baby. At the same time, we've been really watching our expenses, and you have been so generous in your giving. Your church is operating in the black. Most people would not expect that, but we've been able to continue to operate in the black so we can carry out the ministry because of your generosity and our stewardship in trying to be so careful. At the same time, we have been serving this community through our benevolence fund and through the food ministries. No, we've been the church, sharing Christ, growing in faith, and serving this community. We have been talking about what to do. And the interesting thing is the church has had to adapt to what's going on in the world around it for 2,000 years. The church has had to wrestle with persecution, with famines, with plagues. The church has always had to adapt to what's going on in the world around it. And that's what we're having to do right now in these moments. And just because it can't be the way we liked it to be, we can still be the church. And that's what we're doing. We're being the church, sharing Christ, growing in our faith, and serving the community. The leadership of your church has been talking and decided that right now, it's not time for us to come back and to be worshiping together in person, not with the numbers skyrocketing at new records. We want to be a part of the answer, not a part of the problem. And so we're going to ask that right now you enjoy St. Luke's on Broadway at home, online, with your family, maybe another couple of people who are your close friends. We're going to enjoy worshiping online together. Same time, every Sunday. We're going to be a family of faith. On August the 26th, after Broadway, we're going to see where we are, and we'll come back and give you an update. I so hope that we can be getting closer to coming back in person. I'm really hoping and praying that the new guidelines, restrictions, mandates that have been put out by our mayor and our city council will help to begin bringing these numbers under control. Until then, let's be the church. We're going to share Christ. We're going to grow in our faith. We're going to serve the community. Together, we're going to share God's love, and we're going to bring hope in this world. Thank you for all that you do to be the church. Please know we love you and we miss you. We look forward to being back together soon.